Have you ever noticed that your cat disappears the moment anyone else walks in, but the second you sit down, they're right there? Most people chalk that up to a cat being a cat. Moody, unpredictable, a little rude, honestly. But here's what most people don't realize. Your cat isn't antisocial. They are extraordinarily selective. And the reason they selected you goes much deeper than most owners ever stop to consider. One, they're not unfriendly. They're interviewing everyone. You've probably done it. A guest arrives, your cat vanishes, and you find yourself apologizing. She's shy. He's not great with people. Don't take it personally. You've absorbed your cat's behavior as a reflection of something lacking in them or maybe in you for having such an unsociable animal. But your cat was never being antisocial. They were conducting an assessment. Cats are hardwired to evaluate every new presence in their environment, not out of fear, but out of an ancient and sophisticated risk-reading system that has kept their species alive for thousands of years. Every new person who enters your home is a variable. And your cat doesn't accept variables until they've been properly evaluated. Most people fail that evaluation, not because they're bad people, but because they don't know they're being tested. They move too fast, reach too soon, use too much voice. They flood the assessment process with noise before your cat has had time to form a single conclusion. You passed. Somehow, in the way you moved and breathed and existed in that space, you passed an exam you didn't even know you were sitting. That's not a small thing. Your cat's standards are not low. 2. Your cat has memorized you at a biological level. Here's something that might stop you mid-thought. Your cat doesn't just recognize you. They have built a complete, multi-layered biological portrait of you. One that has almost nothing to do with what you look like. Research from Oregon State University in 2017 studying cat-human attachment found that cats orient toward their preferred humans using a combination of scent recognition, vocal signature, and movement pattern, and that scent alone was sufficient for cats to identify their preferred person, even in total darkness, even before any interaction had occurred. You are not just a face your cat knows. You are a smell, a sound, a particular way of walking down the hallway, a specific rhythm of breathing when you sleep. Your cat has been quietly cataloging you since the beginning. The way your voice drops when you're tired. The particular weight of your footstep versus anyone else's. The scent of your skin at different times of day. All of it filed, retained, recognized. Somewhere in your cat's nervous system, you have your own entry. A portrait more complete and more intimate than anything a photograph could capture. And that portrait is the reason they look up before you even enter the room. 3. The people your cat avoids are sending signals they can't hear. Think about the people your cat consistently disappears for. There's usually a pattern, even if you've never named it. The loud ones. The ones who move with urgency. The ones who try too hard, who crouch down immediately and extend a hand and use a high, sweet voice. The ones who need the cat to like them. Your cat isn't being arbitrary. They are reading a broadcast that those people don't even know they're transmitting. Cats process body language, micro-tension, and energetic consistency at a resolution most humans can't consciously access. A person who is nervous about being liked by the cat telegraphs that nervousness in their posture, their eye contact, the timing of their movements. A person who is performing friendliness rather than simply being still registers as unpredictable. And unpredictable, to your cat, is the one category that never gets a pass. The people your cat avoids aren't necessarily bad people. They're just people whose internal state and external behavior aren't matching up. And your cat, who has no access to social performance and no interest in it, simply reads what's actually there. Your cat wasn't being difficult. They were being honest, in a language everyone else in the room had quietly forgotten how to speak. And if you think your cat's avoidance tells you something, wait until number 6, because what your cat does specifically with you, when no one else is watching, reveals something about their inner world that most owners never get to see. 4. Choosing one person is an evolutionary strategy, not a personality quirk. If you live with other people, you already know the particular awkwardness of having a cat who has clearly, publicly chosen you. Someone else in the house feeds them too. Someone else plays with them, cleans their litter, calls their name with just as much love. And yet, the cat sleeps on your side. The cat follows you, not them. This isn't random favoritism. It's biology with a purpose. In feral cat colonies, studied extensively by researchers at the University of Rome across multiple papers in the 2000s and 2010s, cats do not distribute their deep social bonds evenly. They form what researchers describe as preferred associate relationships, 1 or 2 individuals within a larger group who receive the majority of affiliative behavior, grooming, proximity seeking, play initiation, sleep contact. Spreading trust too thin is a vulnerability. Concentrating it is a strategy. Your cat did not withhold from everyone else out of coldness or indifference. They made a calculated, instinct-driven decision to place their deepest trust in one location, to build one relationship strong enough to matter. They looked at every option available to them, and they concentrated everything they had into you. That is not a personality quirk. That is a deliberate act, and you were the one they decided was worth it. 5. Your energy convinced them before your actions did. Most cat owners believe they earned their cat's trust gradually, through feeding, through routine, through years of care and consistency. And those things matter. But they are not what made the original decision. Cats form primary attachment assessments early, and they form them fast. The research on this is striking. A study from Kyoto University in 2019, examining how cats select preferred humans, found that the initial preference formation often occurred within the first few encounters, and was driven primarily by the human's behavioral consistency and emotional predictability, not by the specific actions they performed. It wasn't who fed them most. It was who felt most like a stable, readable, trustworthy presence. Your cat watched you before you knew you were being watched. They assessed the quality of your stillness, the honesty of your energy, the gap or absence of a gap between how you presented yourself and what you actually were underneath. They were looking for someone whose inside and outside matched. Someone they wouldn't have to keep re-evaluating every time the room changed. They found that in you before you'd done a single deliberate thing to earn it. You didn't perform your way into their trust. You simply were yourself. And that was enough. If this is the kind of cat psychology that makes you see your cat differently, subscribe. Every week there's more of this. The science, the instinct, the emotional architecture underneath the behaviors you've been living with and quietly wondering about. 6. What your cat does with you alone that they do with no one else. Here's the thing about being chosen. It comes with access. Think about what your cat does when it's just the two of you. The way they sprawl completely flat, belly up, every muscle released. The small sounds they make, the chirps, the trills, the half-formed vocalizations that you've never heard them use with anyone else. The way they sometimes just stop in the middle of the room and look at you for a long moment, not asking for anything, not signaling anything, just looking. The full body stretch they do in your presence, the one that looks almost theatrical in its completeness. None of that is random. All of it is reserved. A study from the University of Vienna in 2021, examining behavioral differences in cats across social contexts, found that cats displayed significantly higher rates of relaxed body posture, affiliative vocalization, and proximity-seeking behavior with their preferred human compared to all other individuals, including familiar humans they interacted with regularly. The behaviors your cat shows you aren't just comfort behaviors. They are exclusive behaviors. They exist in that form only in your presence. Those unguarded moments, the belly-up sprawl, the chirp at nothing, the long, quiet look across the room, are your cat showing you the version of themselves they trust only you to hold. The self underneath the vigilance. The animal beneath the instinct. You are the only room in their world where they can be completely, unguardedly themselves. Most people never know they're being shown something that rare. 7. Your cat isn't attached to you. They've adopted you. Here's the reframe that might quietly rearrange something in you. You have always thought of yourself as the one who chose. You brought them home. You set up the space. You bought the food. You made the decision. In your version of the story, you are the owner, the provider, the one who did the choosing. But your cat has a different version of that story. And in their version, the choosing went both ways. Your cat cannot be guilted into loyalty. They cannot be obligated into affection. They have no social contract that requires them to bond with you simply because you feed them and shelter them. There are thousands of cats who are fed and sheltered every day by people they merely tolerate. The bond your cat has formed with you is not the product of dependency. It is not the result of having no other option. It is a conclusion they reached through observation, assessment, and something that functions at every behavioral and neurological level we can measure, like genuine preference. They watched you. They evaluated you. They decided without sentimentality, without obligation, without any of the social pressures that complicate the way humans choose each other, that you were the one worth staying close to. You may have been the one who brought them home. But your cat was the one who decided, quietly and without ceremony, to make you theirs. That's not nothing. In a creature who trusts almost no one, that's everything.